the red star misconception. This was a very obscure thing until more recently when it's been talked about again, being that some used to think that the red star that you can see in the sky was the mothership for them. And the reasoning for this being is that it was claimed that you could see the star in the sky during day one, but then after they appear on Romani Ranch, the star would disappear and not be back. This is a really cool idea, and that would be an awesome detail. However, this is not true. The star does disappear by day 2, but all of them do, and this is not because it gets cloudy since it's going to rain on that day. And once it stops on day 3, the red star is indeed still there. Maybe it moves, but it's definitely still there, so as cool as it is, I'm not sure where this came from. Majora and Stone Temple Tower. Don't know if this is intentional, but when you first enter it, after the whole block puzzle segment, it kind of looks like the statue is Majora's Wrath and looking up at the sky in resentment. Then after you flip it upside down, it looks like the regular Majora's Mask, now above the heavens, looking down at it. Happy Mask Salesman, movement, behavior, knowledge, abilities, etc. It's no kidding that the Happy Mask Salesman is one of the most mysterious characters in the whole entire franchise, and even the director has said that he's the shadiest guy. And I don't think he's like a villain or anything. I think he's mostly like good aligned, but he's definitely super odd, and there's just so much intriguing to talk about this guy. He definitely lets on more than he is, if he's even a regular person or anything like that. And he clearly has like some sort of like mysterious powers and further insights with the way he talks. We talked about the whole entire we met the terrible fate, how he gets determined on in the first place, the fact that he owns things like Majora's Mask, and then he just cuts as an animation thing, like between frames, nothing in between, and when he leaves at the end of the game, he's seen disappearing, and you know, like even Ocarina, he seemed like a mysterious figure, but not to those levels, and yeah, we just don't know what exactly this guy's whole deal is, and just who he is exactly, and I don't know, he must be some sort of like interdimensional traveler, and even in Ocarina he talks about things like selling happiness and all that kind of stuff. Now, he should have been Hyrule Warriors too. Numa's Nightmare. So you know that nightmare scene at the beginning of the game when you first turn into a Deku, and there's that giant Deku going over Link, and he runs away and panics? Well, apparently, one night when Anuma was going home, he was still thinking of story events for the game in mind while he was at home. We all know how overworked they were at this time. He ended up having a nightmare about Deku's, and it was to the point where he woke up screaming. Then, when he went to work the next day, he saw that that cutscene had been implemented, and it was exactly like the nightmare he had. Yeah, if that doesn't tell you that this game has something deeper to it, then I don't know what will. Skull Kid through the telescope on the third night. So Skull Kid actually has some different animations depending on when you see him through the telescope. Most just see him on the first day. But if you look at him during the last night, it's not all playful and silly where he slaps his butt and hops away and stuff. No, instead he'll just be staring directly back at you with his head tilted, taunting you, and yeah, a lot find this to be super creepy. Astral Observatory seeming much more important than it is. This is a shared thought that I'm glad to hear validated when it first brought up, being that with the absolutely stunning visuals and music and everything with the Astral Observatory, and it just seeming like there's so much work and emphasis put on it, and this goes for the guy who's in it. It just seemed like that this would be such a big, huge key story event, and I feel like everybody kind of feels like this when they're first playing the game. But nope, not really. You go there once when you first start during the first cycle, and then you only have to come back for if you want the moon tier again for the whole entire Deku's shop stuff, and also to activate that other Deku guy in the hole. But that's such like a weirdly like triggering obscure extra to do, and you know, there's some other little Easter eggs that you can see through the telescope, but it's nothing like that you have to do for completion. And Yeah, it's just kind of odd. So I don't know, maybe it was at some point, but that ended up getting scrapped. Anyway, get ready for Ethan's stranger observations.